Okay, welcome back to day 5 of our book on forgiveness. I hope you're all doing really well in your forgiveness work. We're digging deep and pulling out all the stuff that's blocking us from having the most loving and joyful life. This is from Iyanla's new book, Forgiveness, 21 Days to Forgive Everyone for Everything. Day 5, I forgive my Father. Holding grievances is an attack on God's plan. I forgive myself, I forgive my mind. Only by forgiving my false ideas and beliefs about others and myself can my mind recognize the truth that I am still in love's presence, safe, healed, and whole. I forgive my Father. This is a wonderful day for working on great forgiveness. And here is our forgiveness prayer. Blessed Heavenly Father, today I ask for and open myself to receive your forgiveness for all of the judgments, bitterness, and resentments I have held about and against my earthly father. I ask to be freed from any and all heart sorrow, regret, grief, depression, sadness, or suffering that I have attached to my father and his life. I ask to be lifted above any and all hurts, disappointments, and abandonments, anger or rage, and shame or blame that I have associated with my Father and his life. I ask that you remind me to remember that, like me, my earthly father is a child of God, welcomed and accepted into your love. I ask that you remind me to remember that when he wasn't there, you were. What he could not do and did not do, you did. I ask that you create in me a clear mind and a loving heart for my Father and teach me how to see him from a higher place. I am so grateful to know that I have always been guided, protected, and loved by the Father. I pray that for my earthly father to recognize that this is also true for him. I rest in thee, I let it be, and so it is. The forgiveness journal work. I forgive my Father. For our thinking, I forgive my mind for thinking my father was an abusive womanizer. And our journal work begins. I forgive my mind for thinking my father was, fill in the blank. I forgive my mind for thinking my father was not. I forgive my mind for thinking my father should have. I forgive my mind for thinking my father should have not. And for judging, our example is, I forgive myself for judging my father for being an alcoholic. I forgive myself for judging my father for, fill in the blank. I forgive myself for judging my father for not. What's the first thing that comes to mind? I forgive myself for judging my father about, and fill in the blank. I forgive myself for judging my father about not, filling in the blank. And now for believing. I forgive myself for believing my father should have made me feel important. I forgive myself for believing my father made me feel blank. I forgive myself for believing my father did not make me feel. I forgive myself for believing my father should have made me feel. I forgive myself for believing my father should not have made me feel. Follow your journal writing by reviewing your 12 forgiveness statements. And this will help you identify a specific statement that you would like to work on and do your tapping sequences on that. Well, we've done a lot of great work for the first 5 days. I look forward to seeing you on day 6, and we'll work on more forgiveness. From Iyanla's book, Forgiveness, 21 Days to Forgiving Everyone for Everything, by Iyanla Vanzant. Thank you. Aloha.